Welcome to the Elk Season Podcast, Season 5, Episode 10. Today is June 25th, 2026. We are 66 days away from Elk Season. We are the Chambers Brothers. My name is Harold.
I'm David.
And today on the Elk Season Podcast,
Talk about a camp trip I went on recently, poaching in Idaho, fires in Idaho, large fish records in Idaho, bear attack. What is that again?
bear attack.
Bear attack. What about hazing bears to help fend off bear attacks? But also, we're going to talk about one of the largest undeveloped. Oh crap! I had the
Grizzly
word that's
habitats.
gone. I didn't want to say grizzly habitat. I was just going to say. Anyway, we're going to talk about a large, vast space here in Idaho that is ripe for a grizzly bear return. Anyway, spoiler alert. And keep the goats out of the Tetons. That and everything else you didn't ask for on the Elk Season Podcast. Are there any elk this week?
You know what? We need to talk about planning. I need to get up and get my trail cams up. It's just a reason to go. It's just a reason to go up into the mountains and see how it's doing. Put the trail cams up. Not that I'm getting a lot of information about elk, other than just a general census, right? What do the elk look like this year? How many are there? You know, is there any other animals out there? So I want to go up there and put the trail cams up. But right now, I think the focus on elk season was 66 days out.
Yeah.
We need to be thinking about leg day.
Yeah. You know, I was proud of myself because I hit leg day a few weeks ago really well.
Yeah.
And leg day hasn't returned.
Oh.
I'm like, come on, dude. What's your problem?
I've had so many leg days. So I want to encourage people. Leg day is really important. But as much as I like to think I'm in shape and I'm ready for every elk season, I am not. There is nothing you can do to prepare for hiking in the Rocky Mountains other than hiking in the Rocky Mountains. That's what needs to be done.
See, if we stereoify that, we put your voice in one ear and my voice in the other, that would be an amazing experience. So if you want me to, I can render that before we're done.
I think I know how to do that. But anyway, no, you would have to do it on your end because you give it to me mixed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Squirrel.
Let's get technical. So I really want to encourage people. This is the time to get your bow out and start practicing. Get those muscles into muscle memory at the very least, if not hiking muscles. So I told you I went fishing this week at Durkee's.
Oh, yes.
Right? And I saw a guy doing the hike around Durkee's with a backpack.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
That's how you do as close a simulation as to hiking in the Rockies as you can. So I would suggest probably a 30 to 40 pound pack.
That's
and
a good idea.
20-inch box step up. So, which is like 2.5, 3 steps, right? It's a big 20 inches is a big step. And to do that with 40 pounds over and over, switch legs every time.
I might be going out to Durkee's now that you say that.
Yeah,
I was just talking about how I got to be more active. I am doing a horrible job keeping up on things.
And I think I'm ready for every elk season, every time it comes around. And I am not. I get my butt kicked. And not only that, I think I'm in good shape when I come out of elk season. I go back into the gym like, oh, I'm just coming out of elk season. Let's go. Different movements.
Yeah.
I'm not. So that's a reminder to myself to, leg day is important. It's important to work out all year and have those muscles, but to have that muscle memory, and that last week of elk season, you're like, oh, I can do this, right? It feels good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I went camping last weekend.
Yeah.
And not last weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah.
And that's why didn't need to qualify that. But there was even trails, and I didn't even go hiking on the trails. We were like looking for a leisure weekend, and I got to stop using excuses. But it was a nice time. In Idaho, camping has become a little bit more challenging because of the clutter of campers.
Yeah.
But it was a calm weekend, and I feel like, and we had talked about this a little earlier today, that maybe the trend of people being out and about is kind of going down from that influx during the pandemic. But anyway, that kind of all these little side trails we're hiking on. Speaking of hiking, But anyway, got to get ready in whichever way you can. So
66 days away. It's going to be here before you know it. It's so fast. Once Memorial Day comes and goes, it's like lightning.
Yeah.
I got so many things scheduled between now and then.
It's been a weird
before
year.
elk season. I'm going to New York City.
New York City,
and I'm going to see
Get
a
a
Yankees and Red Sox game.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And I'm going to see Hamilton on Broadway.
Nice.
Maybe off Broadway. I don't know where the tickets are. But, right, and then after elk season, we got a trip to Salem, Massachusetts.
Okay.
For Halloween.
That's fun. So you are booked.
It's so busy. And my wife's out of town. She's leaving again for the CrossFit Games. She's doing a Xenon Fitness down in Dallas this weekend. She'll be going to the CrossFit Games as a judge and coordinator. And anyway, so I'm home with the kids.
Yeah.
And the farm. And I love the farm. We got so many chickens now. Man, it's bad.
The eggs coming in yet?
Not one.
Oh, goodness.
Not a single egg yet.
You're chopping at the omelet there.
Yeah. I know. I got the fresh sourdough. Now I want some fresh farm eggs.
There we go.
The good stuff.
Well, it's coming.
I know. A wave of eggs might be coming your way. Watch out.
Oh, we'll take them. We go through a lot of eggs.
Okay, good.
We go through a lot of eggs. So if you want to get load some eggs, man, this is a good place to do it. So we got quite a list in front of us.
Yeah.
I have actually saw something that I missed, so I added it. So it's even longer now. But should we talk about the water year? Is not looking great here. We've already started to see an uptick in fire seasons across the state of Idaho.
Yeah.
Even locally, a local fire just northwest of here burned out an entire lot of a junkyard of classic older cars. So, in fact, I remember when I was in high school, there was a gentleman on the corner across the street in Shoshone where we lived, and he was a cat guy. I always just remember referring to him as the cat guy. I don't know his name, but Grandpa and Grandma knew him and all that.
Okay.
He passes away while I'm living there.
Okay.
And our Uncle Joel purchases his old his old Ford pickup.
Okay.
It's like a 1950s Ford pickup.
Wow.
And on the tailgate, it was a white truck, and on the tailgate, he had the truck painted, and on tailgate, apparently the story was, Grandpa had said this, like they painted his truck, but they didn't paint the letters on the Ford emblem. It just said F-O-R-D, but they didn't paint those letters. They're just white. So he came in and painted them red. So it was just some weird memory I have. But the whole point is this. This classic truck needed some parts. Yeah. And I think they found, or were trying to find parts at that particular junkyard. So it's been there a long time, but it's mostly all gutted now by fire. So it's kind of a sad.
It's not mostly gutted.
Oh, it isn't?
It's only peripheral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it's just a huge place then.
All of the places, all the pictures you see are very isolated, right? So there's a lot of surviving cars. That was the one thing I learned because I talked to a lot of people who drive that Gooding to Wendell.
And I haven't had a chance to talk to my buddy who lives in Wendell. He would know. He'd have all the down low because him and his wife are very prominent in Wendell.
But it's huge. That junkyard is huge.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't cause anything. But it's a wildfire. It was actually man-caused. If I remember hearing something, it was like a chain or something. But either way, the point is it's dry. And it's not going to get any wetter.
And it's like that this time every year, right? We haven't had too many smoky days yet. It seems like
not yet. Hopefully not.
Smoke season doesn't use smoke season. Fire season isn't like full swing until July 4th.
I like smoke season.
Well, smoke season, right? Oregon starts on fire. California's burning, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Smoke rolls this way. Right now, it's smoking Colorado because Utah's on fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I was thinking about that, and like Utah. I was kind of thankful that we're positioned above Utah and the way the weather patterns are right now, because that would be nasty.
Yeah, it's a bummer. We've had summers like that where it's just smoky every single day.
I mean, I remember one of the worst ones. Surprisingly, I have some memory of this. It seemed like it was pretty bad that year when Yellowstone was on fire. Yeah, in the 80s.
In 88,
and then 2019 was a really bad smoke year here.
Yeah,
but anyway, fires. Hopefully, we get more moisture. Hopefully, things don't get too bad.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the El Nino. It's probably going to stay warm later into the year, from what I understand about El Nino, and we'll keep an eye on things. We'll see how September goes. But
yeah,
so I don't notice anything different or more active about the fire season this year than any previous years. But it's that time of year to start talking about it.
I guess there's that. Let's talk about this guy in Pocatello who was sentenced for illegal hunting operations.
Yeah.
What do you know about his situation? Did you read anything about him, or
I think I read through it, and then you were telling me about it. I go, okay, David knows.
Okay, so he was. This kind of blew my mind, and he's kind of. I don't like inauthentic people like this. He's not actually getting the licenses he needs,
right?
And he's advertising in Midwest states for his services.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if it was Oklahoma or Kansas or somebody. He had radio ads out for his business to get people to come out and spend big money to go on a guided tour. And he's jumping boundaries. He's not.
Yeah.
He's going on private property. It's just like, ugh. So good riddance to a bad actor.
So lifetime hunting ban, is that right? And did he? Yeah. And he got jail time?
I think he did. You had a snippet of his. The article. It gave a little bit more details. I just had the headline of him. He pled guilty to unlawful possession of firearms and convicted by a convicted felony possession of wildlife taken unlawfully. Stripped of hunting privileges, running illegal guiding. It doesn't say anything about. He's been sentenced to prison, but it doesn't say how long.
Okay.
But possession of firearm, possession of illegally taken wildlife, illegally guiding activities, unlawful bear baiting, violations of forest road closures, trespassing, aiding and abetting wildlife crimes, and failure to remove bear baits after hunting seasons.
Wow.
He's a bad actor.
Yeah.
He just
everything they could get him for. Good. Get him for everything. All right. Yeah, that's a bummer. We hate seeing it, but
yeah. But there's been a lot of big poaching cases here in Idaho in the last few years, and that just seems like another one. So they're doing a pretty good job of at least knocking down some of these bad actors.
Right.
But
right.
Bear hunters in Northern Idaho near Coeur d'Alene, not Colorado.
Yeah.
Sorry. Found a dead body.
Wow.
About a 69-year-old lady has been missing from New York. Speaking of going to New York. I don't know any other details, but you've talked about going bear hunting for the first time this year in the spring.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh my gosh. I hope that doesn't happen to you, like finding a dead body.
Sometimes we'll be deep in and we find a Mylar balloon.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, what else is hiding here waiting to be found? I heard a story. I had lunch with Rex Hendricks today. He talked about shooting a bull and the horses spook, and somewhere the entire bow case with the bow inside of it bucked off the horse. Wow. And they did not know where the horses went all night long. And so you just find the horse and there's no bow. And you're like, this is thousands of dollars tuned to this one guy's thing. It was just a couple hundred yards away. They found it. But can you imagine all the horses? Because horses are crazy. Yeah. I've come across hunters like, hey, guys, you see my horse?
Wow.
And it's like, nope. So, anyways, horses sound convenient.
I can't wait to hear the stories about the guys that they're like, man, I came across this hunter, and he's like, you seen my goats? You're talking about goats? Harold. I'm actually looking. I'm actually on my way there right now.
Yeah. Stop by the goats and get some hot cocoa.
Teenagers being attacked by bears. Now, it's not that the teenagers are out there, loitering in the forest, talking trash. They just happen to be in the wrong place at the right time. In Washington, there was a teenager, and it was a mama bear with her cubs.
And then there's another one. It's a bike attack.
Well, there was.
There's a few.
Yeah, there was.
And I want to lump them all together when I talk about it.
That's fine, because like the one, the California teen was mauled by a bear inside his home. Yes.
All I want to do is I come off a little flippant about.
So today has been brought to you by the word flippant.
When it comes to black bears, right? Aren't you worried about bears? What if you get attacked by a bear? So I come off like black bears don't attack humans.
They do.
They do.
But
they do. They do. So the exceptions on I think, attacking someone in his home, right? They're just looking for food.
Yeah.
And the bike thing is just extrapolation
of predatory behavior
of that the Grizzly in the Driveway book.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just want to put those all together. Yes, black bears are still dangerous. I know I come off. They're not grizzly bears.
I don't have, when I tell people about seeing bears when we're hunting,
yeah.
and I have a smile on my face and I'm excited. And I'm like, I wish I could have gotten closer.
Yeah.
People are like, aren't you in danger? And it's a misunderstanding of the context.
Yeah.
Because the things that we don't know about the context, well, I understand the bike. You're on a bike traveling at a rate of speed. Predators fall into predatory behavior.
Right. It's like a laser light and a cat. They just want to murder it.
An animal being caught off guard because they're in your home looking for food, going to defend itself.
Yeah.
Okay. A mama bear with cubs.
Yeah.
What's more dangerous, a mama bear with cubs or a moose cow with cubs or cubs?
Calves. A moose is.
You could leave that in.
One of the most dangerous animals, yeah.
But you get the point, right? Yeah. It's the bears are dangerous, but it's the context that matters,
right?
Because what we saw were bears kind of rummaging through the forest that had probably knew our scent was there, but didn't know we were there and didn't care. Yeah, and we're gonna outpace us anyway, and they did.
Yeah, so fast.
But they were so cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's just different situations, and I imagine if I had a bear, even people talk to me, well, do you have a bear bag? Do you like to hang a bear bag from a tree? And I'm like, well, I think what we're trying to do is we're not trying to habituate bears to food.
Right.
So if I'm in a regular camping spot, it might be a good idea to have a place to hide my food.
Sure.
But if I'm in a place where I'm only going to be there for a few days, I'm not going to habituate any bear to food at that place.
Well,
so a bear bag doesn't make sense. You have to be 15 feet above the ground and 15 feet away from the base of the tree.
Right.
I mean, it's so much work to get a bear bag. And if the bear knows there's food in there, it's going to spend an awful lot of time trying to get it out.
Sure.
Whereas if it tries to get into my tent, if it's just wandering by,
yeah,
it smells food, it's wandering by, it comes to sniff around, and I wake up and tell it to get lost, it's going to get lost.
Yeah.
But if it goes, oh no, I know a place where food is, I'm going to go to this place. There's food. There better be food here. Well, now there's an angry guy in food. I'm going to take care of this angry guy because I know there's food here.
Speaking of angry guy, hazing bears, right?
Yes.
Because that's a good segue to, like, what behaviors do you need to keep bears, black bears particularly, wild?
Hazing. And I told you about the show Alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the bears come to camp, if you watch the show Alone, in the first couple episodes, there's always bears coming to camp. Yeah, right? If they're up north in bear country.
I think if I can program this in my mind, if I see a black bear and I feel like it's encroaching, I want to get like a silverback gorilla when it feels threatened.
Yeah.
You get all big and puffy chased, and then I can use my voice to get really loud. Like, right. That's what I'm going to do. Mark my words.
Okay.
Because that's what you need. You got to be big, bold, and you got to not be timid. You can't be like, go away, bear. Go away. Oh, go get good bear. Like you hear that in the videos. It's like, no, get away, bear.
Right. Yeah. You want to frighten them. You want to haze them.
I clipped.
Yeah, you did a little bit. But yeah, you need to be that. You need to be that. And that's what they do in that show Alone, right? The bears only usually come in the first week or two. And then the bears know, oh, I'm staying away from that. And you watch the show Alone. The bears don't come in the last half of the season.
We might get a knock on the door. Vesta might think we're fighting again.
Okay. Again.
I'm just kidding. Who's the bear this time? Anyway, but yeah, you got to be more. You got to be less timid to be. And it's okay to use that fear to channel it into your hazing voice.
Yeah.
and presence.
But it doesn't have to be a voice. It could be a dog, right? That's where we're going with this, right? So they have very specific dogs that are very specifically for hazing bears. And a bear gets chased by a dog long enough, it's going to stay away. It's going to stop. As long as that dog doesn't chase too far, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says. Trail closed. And does it say Ben Bear Tack? Like B-E-N?
Yeah, it does say that.
Satirical
Ben Bear Tack.
Ben Bear Tack. Anyway, but yeah, these dogs. That dog looks like it's going to have its day with that bear, and that bear doesn't want anything to do with it. But that's what we need.
The real important thing to remember, right, is that dog needs to be tethered. somehow,
Yeah.
right? If you chase a bear too far, it doesn't know where to stay out of. It just go away from dog. But if it gets to a place and there's always that dog, then it'll stay away.
Yeah.
And I think wolves will be the same to the right animals. I think, right, like a Great Pyrenees and a donkey or something, right?
Yeah.
And no one would mess with that duo.
With the whole, I'm not an expert on wolf behaviors and all that. We've done a lot of reading and talking about these things.
Yeah.
But like when wolves are reintroduced to an ecosystem and you have animals to a degree, yes, even though some of these talking points were made a big part of this conversation, is still not without warrant. Like if I'm a prey animal and I overeat at a particular place and that causes damage to the environment, well, that makes me an easy target for a predator. Well, the predator is going to come in and it's going to make it less likely that I target that vegetation as frequently,
right?
So it helps the habitat in the long run. It's not the only thing, and there's a lot more dynamics to all of that, but
right,
just along the lines of what you're saying.
So much.
So yeah. Speaking of wolves, what was the wolf story in here? Oh,
the wolf story was
the wolves of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Eating beaver.
Cat
getting caught on video.
Yeah,
dude. A wolf killing a beaver.
That video kind of horrified me because you could hear the beaver crying.
Oh.
It was still alive. You could it was making a noise when he was walking closer to the camera.
Well, anyway, I don't think that registered with me.
Maybe I was hearing it in my head.
Maybe.
Because that's what a beaver would say if he was being chomped on by a
me. No, you know what? Minnesota, is it Minnesota?
Minnesota
has the largest population of wolves in the lower 48 by leaps and bounds.
That's crazy.
There's 3,300, 2,300. I forget. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of wolves, and you still can't hunt them.
Man, that's crazy.
You cannot. They're still federally protected.
But Minnesota has a much larger population than what we have here in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming combined, if I'm not mistaken. Minneapolis,
people?
yeah.
Or wolves.
People.
Well, I mean, both.
Because like when I think about hunting and I think about places that are highly populated, the hunting is a lot more restrictive and they're less likely to pull these reins back. Now, wolves have never been out of Minnesota from what I know.
Right.
But I'm horrified because I remember reading in the late 90s or early 2000s the stories that would come through when a hunting season opens. It seems like it happens a lot in any of those Midwest states because there's a lot of hunting out there to be had. But in Minnesota, where a father and son were out hunting, and this is just on a side note here, it just kind of it's always stuck with me. The father had buck fever. They split up. They were hiking around. He thought he saw a buck, took a shot, ended up killing his son.
Okay.
On opening day of hunting season one year. And just those kinds of mindless accidents that happen. And it's that stuff could happen anywhere, but I don't know why I just brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bring the mood down.
Minnesota, thank you. That was Minnesota has a lot of wolves. It's a bummer they can't hunt wolves. I think the population of wolves are going to be just fine. You want to know why some Minnesota wolves are found in Colorado? They got there on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Right? They did because there's so many wolves.
Well, they got in with the greyhound, I'm pretty sure.
They do. So it's interesting to see that these wolves are not just killing deer, and there's a lot of sportsmen in Minnesota who are like, hey, can we please do something?
Yeah.
Right? And there's other issues other than just wolves. Wolves got to eat something though.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of wolves.
Never cry wolf. They'll eat mice if they have to survive.
Yeah.
So dogs are pretty resourceful with food.
Yeah.
And my dog absolutely adores a good dandelion salad. She'll go out and chomp down all the dandelions in the yard.
Yeah. My dog likes a nice mix of chicken and rice. According to the bag I bought him.
Yeah.
Or some lamb. I guess there's 12% lamb.
I cooked my dog a prime rib last weekend, but kind of off the rails all over the place, but it's okay. It's all right. We're getting there. Let's talk about one of the largest undeveloped habitats in the lower 48.
This is a big story to me. This is a big story. I read this article. Basically, it's the Frank Church River of No Return wilderness that has been bearless, basically. for 100 years.
Yeah.
And the Bitterroots as well. So the Bitterroots, the entrance to the Bitterroots is in Montana.
Yeah.
Most of the Bitterroots are in Idaho.
Yeah.
And the Bitterroots and the Frank Church combine 25,000 square miles of prime grizzly habitat with no grizzlies.
That's almost as shameful as California not having any grizzlies.
I know. And so they said, hey, listen, the state of Idaho needs to have a plan to repopulate that with grizzly bears. There's no reason there's no grizzly bears there. And it is, the statement in there was the largest, the place with the most potential for grizzly bears. So I have no doubt in 25 years, Idaho will be one of the greatest states for grizzly bears. And maybe we'll be able to hunt them then.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to. If we were able to hunt, I know people are against it, but people were against hunting wolves too. And some of them still are. But I think we'll be able to hunt grizzlies. And just like we hunt wolves, it'll be a tag draw though. You'll have to get lucky.
Right. That's going to be like a moose draw kind of thing.
Yeah.
There was a couple of fishing records here in Idaho.
Yeah.
Just jump into the last couple stories. So one was a lake trout. It was a huge lake trout, I think, up in, I can't remember where, but it was like 43 inches.
Lake McCall?
And it beat out by 1 inch the previous record, which was 42 inches. Not the biggest fish eater, but I think it's cool when big fish are caught. But then another large fish was caught, but this was a brown trout.
Yeah.
And this brown trout, let me find the, they call it a megalodon brown trout. 30.5-inch brown trout. Yeah.
What a nice fish.
It was, stands to break the Idaho catch and release record. So
how do you apply for a catch and release record? If you release it, what proof is there that you?
You have a witness, you have images, and you have to have a tape measure. I've read up a little bit.
Actually, there's an application process on the website.
Yeah,
on the Idaho Fishing Game website. I read about it today because it's like a 2-page. You got to fill it out, and there's like so many things you have to verify to get that catch and release record, which I think is great. And there's records all over the state being set every single year. There's new records all over the state.
That's good.
You could find a record and go, you know what? There's a special type of cutthroat. There's like 5 different kinds of cutthroat. I bet I could find a cutthroat in running water in this section that nobody's seen, and I could get a state record.
Sure.
And you could go find it. Yeah, you go find it and work hard.
So now that's getting ready for elk season because you're out hiking around.
That's just getting ready. That's just getting ready to brag. I actually hold a state fishing record. I don't want to talk about it right now, but I hold a state fishing record. What a brag. What a great brag. And you could totally cheat and go, well, nobody's ever caught one of these fish before, and I know where they are.
Yeah.
They just didn't report it. They just didn't fill out the paperwork.
Yeah, no,
just fill out the paperwork.
I'm making a mental note. Like I want to play this card sometime.
Right. I actually hold a state fishing record. I'm not.
What do I say? An unofficial state record. It's they're looking into it. They're gonna let me know.
Yeah.
But I hate it when it does that. I need to put the timer out a little bit longer on that. All right. This brings us to our last story.
Okay.
What's really interesting about this last story is we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
And I liked it because one thing I learned when we went to a family reunion at Canyon Ferry Reservoir.
Yeah.
We went up to the Gates of the Rockies.
Yeah.
And on that trip, they talked about the mountain goats that were placed there, but they moved out naturally. And I thought, how crazy. Because one of the last couple of years that they were still there, I was at the Gates of the Rockies.
Gates of the Mountains.
Gates of the Mountains. Whatever. Anyway.
The Gates of the Rockies is in Alberta.
Well, either way.
I'm just kidding.
I was there on one of those riverboat rides, and the guide slowed down and turned around, and we watched one of these goats coming down to get water on a steep part of the hillside. So the fact that I thought they were just naturally there, and I didn't remember if they told us that they were planted there when I was in 8th grade or whatever. I was too young to remember that detail. So to know that they didn't take up because the habitat wasn't right for them was interesting. So to find out that mountain goats exist in the Tetons but are an invasive species is mind-boggling to me. And that's where this story ends. Is they're culling? Is that what it was?
Yeah, they want them all. They want them all gone. They want hunters to go out there and get them. There's a process you have to go through, right? Applications and whatnot. But they want them gone. They don't belong there.
No. What are they destroying? Sorry, this is the animal rights person in me.
I don't know.
I don't know. Obviously, if they need them out, they need them out. But
if they don't belong there,
but it's a habitat that they're living in. They're not leaving naturally. So that to me says, well, why not let them stay?
Yeah.
So it's just a weird counter argument. But I'm not saying, obviously if they have their reasons, and I'm not saying they shouldn't get rid of them. I'm just like, okay, have you answered that question? I'm just curious. It's more out of curiosity.
I would be curious to know the answers to those questions as well.
So,
I mean,
they're cool animals. I'd like to see.
They're great.
Where I was camping is near what's called Billy's Bridge, north of Ketchum. There's a place where you can go look through powerful little binoculars to see mountain goats up on the high hillside, and it's crazy. I can see them with my binoculars too, but to find them on the hillside, when you find them, they're so far up there. Right? It's like, what do you live on? These mountain goats are crazy.
We live on not getting eaten by wolves and mountain lions.
Yeah.
That's what they live on. It's such an important part of their strategy.
Where we go hunting. The first year I had you up there, I thought I saw a wolf, but it was a mountain goat just above the elk that we were spotting. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and God, I feel like there was another story I was missing. There was... It was like invasive species, like the mountain goat one.
Let me just scroll through, make sure I'm not missing something here. Oh, there is one.
What is it? Oh,
we're going to end the podcast today on having a discussion over what is the fastest
animal in the world.
Land animal in the world.
What's the fastest land animal in the world? The fastest land animal in the world, or?
Yes, so
let me tell you, when I came across this story, it was on Wyofile. Okay, Wyoming. Right, so you go, well, I remember I was fooled by Wyoming saying it was going to release kangaroos into the wild to boost tourism. It was an April Fool's joke. So now I see something coming out of Wyoming. They're going to race the fastest land animal in North America against the fastest land animal in the world. And they think it's going to be a contest. They think... they're going to stretch before this goes on. They're going to, right? Yeah. It's so dumb. I go, this can't be real.
I can see the antelope putting its feet in the blocks right now.
Right. Talking smack to the cheetah. Right? So it turns out cheetah was bored. The pronghorn didn't feel like running.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
Pulled a hamstring.
Yeah. So anyways, I just thought that was funny. And I honestly, when I first saw it, I go, this is a joke. This is a joke.
It's got to be.
Right? Nobody's seriously doing this. Anyway, they probably are.
Probably some interesting approach to a master's or doctoral thesis out there. There's probably something. They said they're going to try to do it again in winter. I'm sure the cheetah's going to love that.
They did not.
I think it says it on the thing.
They try to get in winter. Yeah, cheetahs need to keep their body temp down.
Officials are hoping to do another test in the winter. It's
a fake story. It's got to be a fake story.
# fake news.
That's so dumb. Anyway.
But it's funny to think about. I say, oh, look. Oh, nope. I thought that was the onion symbol, but it's not.
Right? What is the fastest animal? Is it the fastest animal or another animal?
Clickbait.
It's so dumb. Anyway, thanks, everybody. See you next time. Goodbye.
In the morning light, before dawn, bow grip tight, heart beating strong. Through the forest, ancient giants roam. In the land where the wild calls me home. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet, in nature's beauty where the mountains rise, kissed by the sun. In September, where I belong, bugles echo loudly through the veil, a symphony of an ancient tale. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty where the hunter and elk meet. Silent as the morning mist, I travel on with careful grace. Every shadow, every sound surrounds me in this wild embrace. The challenge and the thrill, the patience and the skill, in the dance of life and nature, my heart's forever filled. As the sun sets, shadows long and deep, I find my place with the memories I keep. The chase and the beauty of a day gone by. Deep in the mountains, my spirit cries. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty, out where the hunter and elk meet. Here's to the wild places where the elk and I both roam. The chase that brings us closer to the place that I call home. In the stillness of the forest, in the grandeur of the land, I am one with nature's wonder, with my bow